Back with you from FedEx Field. It is a toasty Sunday afternoon. Temperatures already into the low 80s. It's expected to get up over the 90-degree mark here in our nation's capital. Head coaching matchup. We've touched on it already. 38-year-old Brandon Staley. First time doing it at any level. What a season he had with the Rams defense last year. And Ron Rivera, year two, as respected a head coach as there is in the NFL. Clear blue skies. There's your current temperature. Late wind, and we are just about ready. About a 30-minute drive from downtown D.C., or about 20 minutes if Jay's driving. Washington has won the toss. They defer, and so we're going to see Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense on the field. Nothing quite like the opening Sunday of the NFL season. Nasir Adderley back deep as Justin Hopkins gets us going here. Week one in Landover. And here comes Justin Herbert, the rookie wonder kind a year ago. Basically set nearly every major statistical category as a first-year quarterback. And he did it behind an offensive line that was really up and down. Yeah, you're right. And that's the key matchup here early on. I mean, Herbert did everything last year. He threw the ball well. He led. He's got quiet strength that he leads with, but he can make every throw. He has ability to get outside the pocket. Can this defensive line that I think is the best in football get after him and get pressure on him throughout the game? Chargers begin from their own 25-yard line. Herbert play action to the air. And that is complete to Jalen Guyton, who really started to make his presence known as last season went on. It's a first down connection as they pick up 11. As we take a look at the starters, Jay, you already talked about the offensive line. What are we looking for early in this game? Well, Keenan Allen was so good, has been so good over the last 4 years. 100 receptions last year. It'll just keep getting better. But the big question is, with this new offense that Joe Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, brought in, how do they mesh early on? So Joshua Palmer, third-round rookie, who had a terrific preseason, also in the starting lineup as Herbert goes back to the air. That's Jared Cook, one of the other new pieces to this offense. Last couple of years with the Saints as they pick up a half dozen. And we'll take a look at the defensive starters. This was top 5 defense in a number of categories last year, and they could be one of the truly elite units, Jay, this season. Jack Del Rio did a phenomenal job last year without training camp and preseason games. Expect them to continue to get better throughout this season. So Jamin Davis, the rookie linebacker, 19th overall pick. Here is Austin Eckler, and Eckler breaking tackles. Landon Collins combining on the tackle as he's inside Washington territory. And that's a good early sign for the Chargers. He didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday, tweaked his hamstring at the beginning of the week. Was a question mark all week, but he's up and a good start for Eckler. Not the same hamstring that he missed time with last year. Brandon Staley told us if he's up and he's playing, he's going to get the bulk of the work. It's a run of 11 for Eckler, fresh set of downs as they play inside Washington territory. Herbert putting his back into it. That's Mike Williams at the 40, brought down, and a good-looking opening drive continues for L.A. This Joe Lombardi offense that he brought from New Orleans is a very complicated offense. They threw everything at Herbert in OTAs. He said he was swimming. They knew that it would be tough for him, and they wanted him just to kind of get through, to understand the personnel groupings, the formations, the motions, all that kind of stuff. And then now the challenge is, where do we scale back to? Where's his comfort zone? That's what Brandon Staley, and they didn't play any of the preseason games. Second and short. This is Larry Roundtree, the rookie, breaking free. And what a start for this Chargers offense. Roundtree burns them for 14 and a first down. Here we go, going around the left side with your rookie left tackle right there. You are the one who told me about Spiro, about Roundtree, how good he was in training camp, that they really liked him. Roundtree, what a career at Missouri, all-time leading rusher there. They took him in the 6th round. Joshua Kelly, a scratch today, inactive, so that means that Roundtree is their number 3 back behind Eckler and Justin Jackson. First down throw from Herbert, a dart, it's Williams again. Inside the 20. And right now this Washington defense on its heels, another first down. Justin Herbert didn't play any of the preseason games. A lot of this revamped offensive line didn't. We didn't know, would they come out and be rusty? They don't look rusty at all. And one of the things that stands out to me on this first drive is that Justin Herbert has no pressure. He has been able to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball. And if you allow him to do that, he will tear you apart. Herbert 4 of 4 at the start. And so far pitching a perfect game. The question was how quickly would this offensive line mesh? Retool, took Slater, top 15 pick, and some high-priced new faces, and so far so good. Little misdirection play. This is Roundtree again trying to find the edge. And the first big play for this Washington defense. But this kid Roundtree has all the tools, a big, physically imposing runner for Brandon Staley.
He's a good complement to Austin Eckler as well. You have Eckler that does everything very well, catches the ball, but he's not a big back. So what do you do in the red zone? Roundtree is the answer for them. He can be the short yardage back. He can pound it in there, and it's a good complement between the two of them.
This was not one of the better red zone offenses last year in the league. How do they fare here? Play action from Herbert. Again, all day to throw. Fans screaming for a penalty marker as Herbert had nowhere to go down the field. And that is a minimal pickup, and it'll set up a third down. Excellent coverage down the field by Washington as they actually lose 3.
Yeah, really nowhere to go for Justin Herbert. When you get into the red zone and third down, Keenan Allen is his most favorite target that he's looking for. But a good job not allowing Herbert to have anywhere to go with the ball.
Good pressure on that last play by Cole Holcomb. Where does Herbert go here on 3rd and 10? And whistles blow, flags fly. As we will get the call here from our referee, Alex Kemp.
Defense number 96. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
It's James Smith-Williams, the man penalized. Neutral zone infraction and a big, big call.
Right there at the end of the line, you're going to see. And then the fans saw Balaga move, but it was in response to Smith-Williams.
Sets up the Chargers with a much more favorable down and distance.
That's Keenan Allen hiding him in the backfield. Watch him coming out.
3rd and 5, Herbert over the middle. It's Allen inside the 5. And that'll set him up with a 1st and goal after a pickup of 7.
Yeah, just a good offensive play there. You bring Keenan Allen in motion, you put him at running back, you kind of hide him, and then you bring him out, get a little quick route into the middle. Herbert finds him. Anytime it's 3rd down, anytime they're in the red zone, Keenan Allen has to be your first priority if you're the Washington defense.
Keenan Allen, 100 yards, 100 catches last year, I should say. 3rd time he's done that in the last 4 years. What a piece he has been for this offense. 1st and goal. Here's Eckler. Eckler in for the Chargers. Touchdown. And the Bolts laying down the gauntlet with a terrific season opening drive.
Watch these 2 new tackles right here. Tackle and guard. 2 new offensive linemen running up the left side. Good job creating the hole, and Eckler gets in. And what a drive for the Chargers. So many questions. They answered them all.
Here's Tristan Vizcaino, 2nd-year kid, only 1 career game played. Won the kicking job over Michael Badgley in the preseason, and he is perfect on the point after. Good sign, good start. Eckler is up, looking awfully dynamic as they run right through that Washington defense. Well, what a start for the Chargers. They drive 75 yards, 10 plays in just under 6 minutes. Justin Herbert, 6 of 6 for 40 yards. Jay had 4 different receivers spreading the wealth. Awfully impressive drive to start. Vizcaino boots it away. This is short kick fielded right around the 10 by DeAndre Carter. Out across the 25, gets to the 26. Carter, one of the free agent acquisitions after a run back of 16 yards. So here comes Ryan Fitzpatrick, making an opening day start for his 6th different team, an all-time NFL record. 9th different team overall, also a record.
He's been around. I mean, 17 years. This guy's seen a lot. The one thing he hasn't seen is really this offense run by Scott Turner. It's a new offense for him, and it took him a while to learn it in the offseason.
Washington begins from their own 26. Keep it on the ground. Antonio Gibson One of the centerpieces. What a season Gibson had last year as a rookie. Third-round pick out of Memphis, playing running back for the first time in his football life. And he was one of the surprise players in the entire NFC.
He was, and I think you'll see him become a complete back this year. Really excited to see what he does. Watch Terry McLaurin. I mean, he's gotten better and better both of his seasons. I think you'll see him a lot over the middle, catching short passes in front of those safeties for the Chargers.
There's Scott Turner, second year as their offensive coordinator, coming in with Ron Rivera. So much familiarity with those two going back to their days in Carolina. Fitzpatrick feeling the pressure underneath, completes on second down. It's Gibson on the check down. Tackled on the play after good pressure coming from Joey Bosa. Look at this Chargers defense. Again, the return of Derwin James. Such a huge story for Brandon Staley.
Enormous anytime with any defense, but specifically with Brandon Staley and his defense. He wants multiplicity, distraction, disguise. That is exactly who Derwin James is. You can use him in so many different ways. So hard for offenses to know exactly what you're doing.
3rd and 4. As Fitzpatrick dealing with some of those exotic pre-snap looks. Fitzpatrick feels the pressure. It was Bosa. Throws on the run. Dangerous window, and it's incomplete. Looking for De'Ami Brown. Young man in a bigger role than maybe they anticipated. The 3rd-round rookie out of North Carolina. No Curtis Samuel, who was placed on IR earlier this week with the groin. And Washington will punt.
And who was in there making that play? Derwin James. He is going to be all over the field. Brandon Staley will use him in multiple different roles. Can't wait. He was so unbelievable as a rookie when he was all pro, and you were so excited. I've heard a lot of people compare him to the great Sean Taylor, the late Sean Taylor.
Tress Way on to punt. This is going to take a Washington bounce. KJ Hill signaling fair catch. And Tress Way will take that. Pro Bowl punter last year.
That's called a good miss, Spiro.
57 yards officially on the punt by Tress Way. Chargers with the early lead. Well, just about midway point, quarter number 1. Opening Sunday of the NFL season, 7-0 Chargers as Justin Herbert onto the field for their second offensive drive. Herbert perfect on the opening drive. This one a little bit too high, intended for Keenan Allen. And it's incomplete. What an opening drive for the Chargers.
They couldn't have drawn it up any better. I mean, you have a new offensive coordinator who hasn't worked with your quarterback. Basically a new offensive line. You didn't play much at all, if at all, in the preseason, and then come out and they look sharp as could be. I mean, we didn't know what to expect. I don't think Washington expected this efficiency from this offense early on.
There's Joe Lombardi, longtime coach, quarterback's offensive assistant under Sean Payton in New Orleans. Those prolific offenses with Drew Brees, and that was a big question. How would this offense look different with Joe Lombardi building off what they had last year, Jay, with Herbert?
So the Saints system is the offensive foundation, but they brought in Shane Day as well as the passing game coordinator. He wants the run game and the keeper game to align together. Then they have Kevin Kroger, the tight ends coach. He brought the RPO package from the Packers. So you're going to see a lot of different things that you didn't see last year, and I don't think this will be the same offense that you saw down in New Orleans.
3rd and 9. Herbert throws underneath. This is Justin Jackson, and he is well short. Cole Holcomb on the stop. Holcomb, one of the few holdovers from the previous coaching regime here, had a terrific camp and a big defensive stop for Washington.
It certainly was big. The way the Chargers moved down the field, got a touchdown, then they get a stop on defense. To be able to get a stop, try to get that ball back for your offense, get this game back in order.
Well, we expected a terrific matchup between this Chargers offense and Ron Rivera's defense, coached by Jack Del Rio, and it's exactly what we've gotten so far. Todd Long, 3rd straight year as the Chargers punter. This is DeAndre Carter. He's got some shake in him inside Chargers territory. He'll give Fitzpatrick a short field. 50 yards on the punt. Ryan Fitzpatrick back onto the field when we come back. Paramount Plus is the home of the world's games. Stream more than 2,000 matches live, including Serie A, UEFA Champions League, the NWSL, and CONCACAF qualifiers. Paramount Plus, try it for free. Let's see what this Washington offense is able to do with good starting field position, Jay, inside Chargers territory. And so Ryan Fitzpatrick, year 17, you'd think he'd play in just about every offense that exists, but he told us this week this is really different than anything he's run in his career.
It's a numbers-based system. 1, 2, 3. You have to follow the offensive scheme. Scott Turner, though, he game plans to fit his personnel. They're going to learn each other as it goes. Ryan talked about how important training camp and those preseason games were for that development.
On 2nd and 7, they'll keep it on the ground. Look at Gibson breaking free inside the 10, and Gibson finally forced out of bounds. Antonio Gibson showing the wheels, finally forced out of bounds by Samuel and Harris. It's a pickup of 27.
Just a really good job here by this blocking scheme. And then watch Gibson. I mean, it's amazing to think that he didn't play running back until he got to the NFL. A good job of creating the hole. And then he has that explosiveness. He hits the hole hard. You don't have to hold your blocks long as an offensive lineman for Gibson.
Over 1,000 yards from scrimmage, nearly 800 yards on the ground last season. But Gibson that time is going backwards. Justin Jones able to break through for the Chargers. It's a loss of 2. See Gibson's early numbers. Just incredible to do what he did. First year playing the position, doing it with all the COVID restrictions, very limited reps, of course, no preseason last year. It's remarkable what Gibson was able to do, and they're expecting him to take that next step this season. So the crowd reacting to the replay here, wanting a flag, but no markers thrown. 2nd and 12. Fitzpatrick back to the air, and it is complete. That's Adam Humphries, who played with Fitzpatrick in Tampa. Signed that 1-year free agent contract, and this is what the fans were reacting to.
Yeah, Spiro, they wanted the face mask call. He grabs it and he doesn't let go. They should have gotten the face mask call. That's a really bad miss.
The Chargers catching the break there as Jones credited for the tackle for a loss. Where do they go here now on 3rd and 7?
Well, you like Terry McLaurin. If he gets a matchup that they like, look for him to find space over the middle.
Fitzpatrick from the gun. Pocket collapses. Everyone covered. And Fitzpatrick, all he can do is just cover up. He loses his hat. Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Just so many athletes, Jay, on that Chargers defense.
And this is what the Chargers defense wants to do. They're going to start always in this 2 shell right here. Cover deep shell, and then post-snap, they're going to move and try to muddy the picture. Stay in it there, but a good job. Coverage, getting to Fitzpatrick, not allowing him to get the ball downfield.
So here is Dustin Hopkins, who last year had the worst statistical season of his career. He was much better down the stretch of the season. On for his chip shot 30-yard attempt. And Hopkins with a good start right down Broadway. Washington getting its first points. Late stages, opening quarter on CBS. A few weeks ago, the Washington football team making its annual visit to Joint Base Andrews, just about 10 miles south of FedEx. Their preseason practice session in front of service members and their families. Certainly a little bit more poignant this year. On the 20th anniversary weekend of 9/11, and just surreal to be in this stadium in this city this weekend, reliving all of those painful memories. Terrific pregame ceremony here as Nasir Adderley is well covered. A return of 18, but a tougher starting field position for Justin Herbert. And the Chargers Inside the NFL is now streaming. The hardest hitting team of analysts in football, providing expert insight and exclusive commentary you won't find anywhere else. You can stream new episodes Tuesdays 9:30 Eastern exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Number 79.
Justin Herbert, 7 of his first 8, 42 yards. But a much more stern defense he faced on their second drive. They begin here from their own 18-yard line. Quick strike. This is Allen breaking the tackle. That'll be a first down catch and run. Terrific play. Finally tackled by Bobby McCain as Allen picks up 11.
You know, one of the things Justin Herbert said was to negate this great defensive line, you have to get the ball out quick. You have to have a really good plan. on the offensive line, and you have to have the ability to get the ball out quick. They find Keenan Allen on a quick screen, and then he has the ability to make moves downfield. I love Keenan Allen. I think he's the best route runner in the NFL, provides so many opportunities for an offense.
Already a couple of catches for Allen. Austin Eckler lines up at the top of your picture on 1st and 10. Herbert up the seam and incomplete. Intended for the tight end Cook, and well covered on the back end. That's Cam Curl on the coverage.
Yeah, they lost Hunter Henry. He went to the Patriots. They bring in Jared Cook. He's on his 6th NFL team. He had 22 touchdowns in the last 3 years. Certainly a guy that you could look to in the red zone, but I think he'll become a big part of this offense as this season moves along.
Yeah, those 22 touchdowns last 3 years. Only Travis Kelce had more among NFL tight ends. 2nd and 10. Herbert with pressure right in his face delivers a strike. KJ Hill, but he has jumped right after the catch. It's a pickup of 4. Bobby McCain there on the tackle again. And one other thing for this Washington defense, the return of Landon Collins, that devastating Achilles injury, Jay, last year. He played only 7 games.
Yeah, usually like a 12-month recovery. He came back in like 7.5 months. He's on the sideline right now, but certainly good to have him back there. They love to see he gets back to the Landon Collins of old.
Third and 6. Herbert over the middle. It's incomplete. Jalen Guyton, the intended receiver, and Cam Curl is all over the place.
Guyton's got to get his head around. You have to understand that Justin Herbert's going to go. Get your head around. Find it. He never turns around. He gets hit with the ball from Herbert. Even if he did, he was going to be short. Much better job defensively for Washington. This is what we expected to see, not what we saw on that first drive.
A lot to talk about for Justin Herbert and that Chargers offense. Ty Long on to punt. And DeAndre Carter, 14-yard return on his first try. Standing back deep around his own 20. One of the reasons why they brought Carter here in the offseason. Breaks the initial tackle. And then good punt coverage down the field. Chargers special teams, one of their Achilles heels a year ago. Well played that time. Some extra pushing and shoving after the whistle. Oh, what a crazy year it was for Ron Rivera. The cancer diagnosis. Team was able to overcome that 2-7 start and somehow qualified for the playoffs. You see what they've done so far in their first couple of drives. Fitzpatrick to the air. That is a completion to Antonio Gibson. And you know, we asked Fitzpatrick about the offense, and the other interesting thing he told us, aside from the fact that there wasn't much familiarity, he doesn't quite have the freedom at the line of scrimmage yet. And that's something different for him.
Yeah, this kind of offense, they want you to run what they call. You know, and against this defense in particular, you know, Brandon Staley wants to challenge teams' discipline and patience every week. Do you have the consistency and the caliber to have the execution to beat us? Long, sustained drives. You see a lot of checkdowns, a lot of runs. That's why I think Antonio Gibson could have a big game today.
Under a minute left. This is Gibson with his legs on 2nd and 5. Gets close to the 37-yard line. Nasir Adderley on the tackle.
You have to be able to convert 3rd downs against this defense because you're going to get 3-4 yards a pop. You're going to have a lot of 3rd downs, 3rd and short like this. Can you convert them and continue to the drive and continue moving down the field?
Washington had to run one more play. Gibson on a 1st down run. Jay, what do you think so far as we tick off the last seconds of the quarter?
Well, other than that first drive, which was very surprising how efficient the Chargers were, it's gone kind of similar to where we thought it would be. You know, and I think Washington's understanding what they have to do defensively, how you slow down this Chargers offense. They're both trying to feel each other out.
Fitzpatrick quickly getting in the line, but they will not run another play. End of 1 in Landover. 7-3 Chargers on CBS. Well, there's your box score so far. 1 quarter complete. Chargers had that 75-yard game-opening drive with a touchdown, and Dustin Hopkins on a 30-yard chip shot. And that's where we sit. Fitzpatrick puts his back into it. Boy, dangerous-looking pass. There's a late marker thrown. De'Ami Brown was the intended receiver. And now we will check the flag from referee Alex Kemp.
It's going against the Chargers, and De'Ami Brown has so much speed. You know they're going to take shots to him at times down the field.
The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down, Washington.
It's Asante Samuel.
Just that little grab there is what they got him for.
Samuel making his NFL debut, 47th overall pick by Tom Telesco, the second-round pick out of Florida State. And a couple of young, speedy rookies. And, Jay, that turns out to be a 35-yard penalty.
That was a huge penalty. Undersized cornerback. He's got to prove himself, you know, and he's getting better every day.
How does this defense react? Gibson going backwards. That's that push from the Chargers defensive front. Linval Joseph making first contact. They lose a yard. Joey Bosa also in on the party for the Chargers.
They play in the interior on this defensive line, a gap and a half. Supposed to help you a lot more with your safeties not having gap responsibilities, allows them to play from depth more, but it puts a lot and asks a lot for those defensive linemen. So
great to have you with us. Spiro Ditas, Jay Feely, Gene Steratore. Our producer Jason Ross, Jim Cornell, our director here from Landover. Fitzpatrick on 2nd and 11. That's a drop through the hands of Gibson. We know how sure-handed he is. Collegiate wide receiver at Memphis. Michael Davis was there on the coverage.
Yeah, those are plays he's got to make. It's an easy catch. Just got to look it in. He comes out. McKissick comes in, and he was the one that came in last year on third down so often for this team. 80 receptions, second most in the NFL to Kamara.
Yeah, McKissick, such a big free agent pickup for them last year. And this is where he's made his bones on third down. Fitzpatrick under pressure, ball squirts out. Officials, we believe, let's see what they say here. Was it an incompletion or is that a live football? Pressure applied by Joey Bosa, and he was coming in a hurry.
Recovered by the offense.
So they do rule it a fumble, and it is recovered by Washington as they avert disaster.
Watch Joey Bosa coming off the left side here. A nice little power move.
Beating Sam Cosmi, the rookie second-round pick out of Texas, starting in that right tackle spot. Hey, welcome to the NFL, Rook. By the way, you got to block Joey Bosa.
Yeah, you got two rookie tackles that have a tough task today.
43-yard attempt by Hopkins. And Washington inches a little bit closer. Big defensive play by Bosa. Snuffs out the drive. 1-point Chargers lead on CBS. Early strip sack for Joey Bosa, recovered by Washington. And the question with Bosa, Jay, has always been, can he just stay healthy? Missed 4 games last year. Third time in his first 5 years he's missed at least a quarter of the season, had those 2 concussions. But if he's healthy, he's always a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. It was actually the 300th sack of Ryan Fitzpatrick's career. Bosa may be involved in a little trivia question as Adderley spins his way out to the 25, and then a penalty marker thrown at the end of the play. We will check the flag here from Alex Kemp.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 29. 10-yard penalty, first down. It's half the distance to the goal line. First down for LA.
All right, that's Mark Webb, their rookie 7th-round pick out of Georgia. Oh, you can help support Hurricane Ida recovery efforts in the Gulf and the Northeast. You can visit NFL.com/auction, bid on authentic and game-worn items, and support the Gulf Coast Renewal Fund and American Red Cross. Just text IDA 90999 to donate $10 to American Red Cross Hurricane Ida Relief. And our thoughts and prayers with all of those people affected by that deadly storm. Herbert. Terrific pass in a tight space to Mike Williams for a first down connection.
These are the kind of plays that you're going to see in this offense that you didn't see the last couple years in the Saints offense. The deeper routes, the posts, the spears, comebacks. the post over and ins, the deep out-breaking routes to the field, because Herbert has the unbelievable arm strength to make those throws. And you saw it there. I mean, I talked to Drew Brees. He said he was blown away watching Herbert in practice during training camp.
Here's Roundtree. He's been their #2 back so far, if you've just joined us. And what was the other thing Brees told you? He said it seems like Herbert's throws pick up velocity as they travel through the air.
Yeah, he said, you know, if you watch a normal quarterback, there's an arc on that ball. His ball doesn't have that arc, and it almost picks up speed. It's unbelievable. He literally was blown away. When Drew Brees tells you, I was blown away watching this kid in person, that should tell you a lot.
Indeed. Herbert so far, 10 of his first 13, 75 yards. Trying to get this offense back on track against one of the elite defenses in the league. Herbert's pass is caught. Allen. Boy, that catch rate is just incredible at times. Another Chargers first down. It's a pickup of 17.
And this is the kind of ball that we were just talking about. Watch this ball come out of Herbert's hands. He's going to throw it down the field. There's not a lot of separation. There's not a lot of room to get that ball in there. And boom, perfect. It gets there in a heartbeat. It's in the perfect location. This guy is so talented. When he has the ability to have that base and throw that ball, such great arm strength.
First down, and Washington was not fooled. Yeah, the other thing about Herbert, you just think of everything he overcame last year, all the COVID stuff, no offseason, had to learn the playbook as a rookie virtually.
He wasn't getting any reps. He wasn't the starter, you know, at the beginning of the season, and then they throw him in that second game, and it's like he's been out there playing in the NFL his entire life. It was just so impressive watching him. He made a couple of throws last year. You know, I was like, oh man, there's only a couple people who make throws like that. Patrick Mahomes being one of them.
He was a first-year wonder kind, no doubt. What does he have in store here in year 2? A good start. Back in the direction of Keenan Allen. We'll see where they mark the football here. Close to that first down marker. A pickup of 10. Kendall Fuller was there for Washington, but record-setting numbers in a number of rookie categories last year.
Well, John Beck is a guy who worked with him. I played with John. He trains quarterbacks. He says that when Herbert would walk out onto the practice field, when they were getting him ready for the draft and get ready for the season, they would call him War Admiral. You know, in the movie Seabiscuit, when that big horse comes out and they're just intimidated, that's how the stature that he has when he walks on a field.
This defense pinning its ears back. Herbert putting some touch on it. It is caught. Majestic pass by Herbert. Jalen Guyton on the catch. A first down pickup of 22 on a beautifully thrown pass.
Well, here's what makes him so special. He just doesn't have the arm strength. He has the touch and the location and understands where to put that ball. Throwing the ball away from the defender, throwing your receiver open, and just a spectacular pass.
Jalen Guyton, who last year won that #3 wide receiver spot. Year 2 of the NFL for the former undrafted rookie out of North Texas. First down pass from Herbert, broken up and incomplete. Intended for Mike Williams. Williams off to a good start if you've just joined us as well. Already 3 catches, 38 yards. And what a lot of people feel like is certainly the most important season of his career in a contract season.
When you're going to see here, watch the protection as we roll this. Watch the protection that Herbert has as he's able to throw that ball. Even though it's incomplete, he's got a pocket against this excellent defensive line. This offensive line has been doing a good job of giving Herbert time to throw.
You saw Brian Bulaga move. Who drew who offsides there? Chase Young coming across.
Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And Jay, what a matchup between those two. Chase Young, NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Brian Bulaga, who basically wasn't able to practice at all during camp, was dealing with that hip flexor injury as he throws himself right into the fire against Chase Young week 1.
Yeah, don't forget about Montez Sweat on the other side too. I mean, he is a guy that has the ability, especially with the protection that's going to happen with Chase Young, to get after the quarterback.
Deron Payne just swallows up Austin Eckler, who picks up a yard, maybe just a couple of inches. 3rd and 4. And Jay, just get the sense these are the kinds of plays that are going to determine who wins this game. 3rd down, Herbert against this Jack Del Rio-led defense.
And you always got to be alert of Herbert because he can run. He ran 13 times last year on third down. Got the first down 46% of the time.
Third and 4. Herbert delivers a strike. It's incomplete. And a rare drop by Keenan Allen.
They got the look they wanted. They got the matchup they wanted. Keenan Allen just drops this ball. You don't see that very often. Said if Herbert or Mike Williams were lined up in single coverage, they were going to look to him. They had the opportunity right there. Would have been a first down.
So first big test here for Chargers' new place kicker. Anyone who's been a fan of this team and has followed them knows what a disastrous special teams year they had last year.
He's got a huge leg. He hits a really high ball. He's a little slow when I watched him in warm-ups.
This will be a 33-yard attempt. They've got a new long snapper. Matt Overton taking over for Cole Mazu, had that shoulder injury, and Vizcaino with a good start, adding to the Chargers' lead on CBS.
And by Ram Trucks, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year for the 3rd year in a row.
Oh, the late, great Marty Schottenheimer. Still hard to believe he passed away this past February. One of the few men to coach both of these franchises. One of the most beloved figures, Jay, in the NFL. DeAndre Carter is going to play it from right around his own goal line. Carter, he has burst. Crosses the 30, close to the 34, a 31-yard return, and he has given this special team a shot in the arm.
Well, Spiro, you mentioned it earlier. They were historically bad on special teams last year, ranked dead last in almost every ranking system and nearly every category. They redid the whole special teams, and they've had a couple of problems already today. You know, they made the field goal, which was nice, but they had a penalty on a kickoff return. You give up a big punt return and now a big kickoff return.
Brandon Staley hiring Darius Swinton to be a special teams coordinator. That'll be a big story for this team all season long. Fitzpatrick and company begin from just outside their own 30. Fitzpatrick getting banged around. We'll see if that was ruled a fumble and where they will mark the football. Uchenna Nwosu making first contact, and Fitzpatrick a little bit late to get to his feet. He was crunched.
And there's two attributes to that. Number one, was it a fumble when he got hit? Number two, did it go backwards on the pass? It'd be a fumble regardless either way.
Well, now the concern is on Ryan Fitzpatrick as he is back down on the turf. Oh, boy. So Uchenna Nwosu with a hard sack, and now the concern on Fitzpatrick. No precarious moment. Ryan Fitzpatrick, hard hit from Uchenna Nwosu. He has to be escorted into the Washington locker room. So Taylor Heineke, who made that emergency start in the wild card game against the Bucs last January, is summoned early, as they did rule an incompletion on that Fitzpatrick sack. And he took a crunching blow from the blind side, Jay.
He did. Charles let Nwosu go right inside of him, open the gates, and that was a big hit for Fitzpatrick. You're right, though. Heineke played well in that game against Tampa in that great defense. He threw for over 300 yards, had a touchdown, an interception, had them in the game.
And now looks like the challenge flag has been thrown by Brandon Staley to challenge that last ruling of an incompletion. There's Brandon Staley having now a conversation with our referee, Alex Kemp. Interesting.
There is no challenge on the play.
I was just going to say, not sure why the challenge flag would be thrown there, but whatever confusion there was has been cleared up, and they will pick up the challenge flag. Just such a vulnerable position for
no
Fitzpatrick.
Question. You're throwing the ball very vulnerable, but you can see the ball was in his hands. It did come out. It was incomplete.
That pass incomplete from Heineke, a little bit too high intended for De'Ami Brown. And now you got to quickly gather yourself psychologically if you're Heineke. Limited reps this week.
Yeah, and this is a bad situation against this defense. 3rd and long, a young quarterback. You could expect post-snap movement from the Chargers defense. Try to confuse him. If you're Heineke, don't take a chance with the ball. If you have a check down, take the check down. If somebody's open, take it, but don't take a chance when you don't understand what they're doing defensively.
On 3rd and 10, Heineke back to the air, a little bit too high, and that's incomplete. Once again, looking for Brown, the rookie, who's been awfully busy till this point. So Fitzpatrick to the locker room, and Taylor Heineke, a tough set of circumstances, and he will come to the sideline to try to regroup. Tressway on to punt, and KJ Hill stands back around his own 20-yard line. We always expect something crazy to happen on opening day, and this has been interesting to say the least. Hill plays it off the bounce, well covered down the field by Washington, 45 yards, and the punt is 3 on the return. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Jake from State Farm. You here to jam?
Aaron?
No, just an aspiring singer-songwriter with my bandmates. Here giving out that Rogers rate to regular folks like us.
State Farm has rates that fit anyone's budget.
Is that so? Mahalo, Kiki. In that case, this one goes out to an ex-best friend of mine who took my rate, just gave it away.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Coming up next on the Verizon Halftime Report, JB, Phil, Nate Boomer, and Coach Cower get you caught up all the scores and highlights around the league on this opening Sunday of the NFL season. It's all coming up next on the Verizon Halftime Report. So here's Justin Herbert on the ground to Eckler, close to the 30. Good first down pickup for the Chargers as now everyone kind of shuffles themselves with the quarterback change for Washington. And Herbert and company, see what they've done so far offensively.
Well, this Washington team relied on their defense last year. That's what won them the games at the end of the season, going 5-3, making it into the playoffs. It was because of their defense. That defense has to step up, and they have to be even better now against this vaunted Chargers offense.
Update on Fitzpatrick, right hip injury. His return is questionable for Washington. Herbert 2nd down and 6. Near side of the field on a quick delivery to the backup tight end Steven Anderson with his first catch. And well played. This Washington linebacker unit was really one of their weak spots last year, but a good start. John Bostic had a terrific camp and makes the stop for Jack Del Rio.
Yeah, they're excited about Bostic, and Holcomb, they feel like he's going to take big steps. And then going out and getting Davis with the 19th pick and feeling like he's going to get better week after week with more experience.
Yeah, Rivera told us Bostic was one of the guys that was critical of last year. Finished strongly and had that really impressive camp. 3rd and 5. Herbert's pass in a tight space, caught by Allen, and a late flag thrown from the secondary. What a snatch by Allen.
I think this is going to be against William Jackson. You're going to see Herbert go inside.
Defense number 23.
This is where he's so good at these routes. He goes inside, watch him here, and then step it and bring it right back out. And when he comes back out, Jackson's got a hold of that waist, restricting him. It's what they see. See that hand around that waist, restricting him from coming back outside. Fans may not like the call, but that's a good call.
He actually dropped it. It was hard to see from our vantage point in the sun here, but what a matchup between those two. William Jackson, the free agent acquisition, coming over from Cincinnati to try to bolster the back end of this Washington defense. That's Larry Roundtree in a hard collision with Holcomb at the 35-yard line. Well, we mentioned Landon Collins. They bring William Jackson in to try to shore up some of the holes that they had. And again, you look at what they have, all the pieces for Jack Del Rio. This really could be one of the top 3 defenses this season in the NFL.
It's all predicated on getting pressure up front from that front 4. The ability for them to get home, get to the quarterback without having to blitz, creates every opportunity for the rest of that defense.
Second and 7. Herbert, quick strike delivery. It's Williams on the cross. Out across the 40. Herbert hasn't been holding the football very long, and he knows he's got to get it out in a hurry. 15 of 20 is Herbert for $131. 3rd and 2 for the Chargers.
Easiest way, Spiro, to negate a good pass rush is to get that ball quick. Don't take deep drops. Offensive line has to do their job, have an effective plan.
This is the fullback. That's Gabe Neighbors running the dive. 1st down, Chargers. Now, we don't see too many teams with that natural fullback. Neighbors making his first big contribution.
Power football, just running it in there, getting the 1st down. I like when I see the fullback, Spiro.
Just old school football.
That's right.
Fresh set of downs. They snap it from just inside their own 45. Herbert flushed out. Will throw across his body, and that is incomplete. Intended for Cook. Expecting him to be a big addition, as Jay mentioned, trying to fill the shoes from the departed Hunter Henry. Bobby McCain on the coverage.
And you're going to see things like that early in the season. These guys trying to understand each other in a game-like setting, like you're getting now. So certainly different than practice. How fast that ball gets on you, being able to be ready for it, make that catch.
Herbert from the gun on 2nd and 10. Another quick release. It's caught. 1st down and more. That's Mike Williams. What a start. As we now get a late flag thrown. That's Bulaga. Jay, you have to expect a couple of holds against this defensive front.
Well, here you go, right here. Yeah, exactly. Because these guys are so good. They get off the ball so quickly. They get around the corner. Just a power move, and he grabs a hold of him. I've heard offensive and defensive linemen say they love football because they get to physically assault somebody and it's legal. Like, that's exactly what Chase Young did there.
My goodness, what a bull rush by Young on that play. 2nd and 20. Herbert's pass underneath. This is Jalen Guyton. Breaks the initial tackle. Look at Guyton go. What a play by Guyton. It's them back in business. Will set up a 3rd and much more favorable distance as we cross the 5-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. A pickup of 16.
Well, last year Guyton was the speed guy down the field, had a couple of big plays early in the season last year. Now getting him the ball quicker, allowing him to break tackles, show off his playmaking ability.
Told you about Guyton's year last year. Really developed into a terrific deep threat for Justin Herbert. Big play there to set up a 3rd and 3. Herbert, far side, right at that 1st down marker. It's Williams on the catch. 1st down.
It's a nice contested catch by Mike Williams. And as the receiver, when you make that break, you have to be past that 1st down marker. Mike Williams knew exactly where to make his break. Really good catch. Look at the speed with which that ball gets in there. Doesn't allow the DB the time to react, to get in there and knock it away.
First and 10 from the Washington 45. Little misdirection. This is the rookie Roundtree. And just to get back to Mike Williams, everyone kind of wondered how he'd start. You know, the importance of this year, contract year. He had that terrific season in 2018, but the injuries, Jay, he's been dealing with the hip flexor, wasn't able to practice much during camp. What a start for Williams.
Well, he can make those highlight reel catches. I mean, he goes up, skies, and gets the ball, and a lot of times that's when those injuries occur, coming down, crashing down in his career. 151 receptions, 2,500 or so yards. Not quite the production they thought they were going to get.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert goes play action. Good blitz pickup, and he delivers a strike. That's Joshua Palmer with his first NFL catch. A pickup of 17. It was the blocking up front. And then this kid Palmer, who had a dynamic preseason for the Chargers.
All right, watch Eckler right here. Come in here and just block it up. and give Herbert the time. Nice block on the edge there, a little cut block. And this ball gets there so quickly. If you're a receiver, it's so nice. You don't have to have a lot of separation, because as soon as you turn around, the ball's there. It's in the right place. DB has no time to react.
Palmer, the third-round rookie, 77th pick overall out of Tennessee. It's Mike Williams coming for more. Able to get downhill with that big frame. And another impressive drive for this Chargers offense.
Mike Williams kind of looked like Keenan Allen right there. He kind of went in, caught it, turned around, went the other way.
You go back to that 17 draft. Again, he had that terrific 2018. Compare him with some of the other players in that draft. But if he's able to continue this
there on him, you know, they expected a lot out of him, and if he's healthy and you pair him with Keenan Allen, his route running, and Guyton and his speed, and Josh Palmer, how well he did, you got a good receiving core.
This is the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning here in Landover. Chargers trying to build on a 4-point lead on CBS.
You dream it. We'll help you plan for it.
Final 2 minutes here in Landover, 10-6 Chargers. 12th play of the drive for this offense. Drive that began at their own 26. Austin Eckler with a cutback maneuver gets inside the 15. He'll get all the way down to the 10-yard line. A couple of yards away from that first down marker. And the difference really, if you've just joined us, has been the time of possession.
Their first of the half, 30-second timeout.
As Ron Rivera is going to take his first timeout here and start to play that clock game. Another reminder, the Verizon Halftime Report comes your way next. JB and the fellows standing by. Can take you around the league on this opening Sunday on the Verizon Halftime Report. Chargers' time of possession have owned it so far. And look at the discrepancy in the number of plays.
Yeah, and Herbert spread the ball around. 7 different receivers. Washington only has 2 guys with the catch.
And Terry McLaurin yet to make one. Austin Eckler trying to find the edge. Montez Sweat and John Bostic on the tackle.
30-second timeout.
And Rivera is going to stop the clock again here with 1:46 left. Trying to get the football back to his offense. We got to kind of shuffle the deck here if you're Rivera.
Well, if you're Joe Lombardi right here and Brandon Staley, I would have had a conversation, said, okay, here's what we're going to do. If we don't get it on 3rd down, we already know if we're going to go for it on 4th down. That allows you to be more creative with this call. You know, if you know you're going to go for it, you have 2 downs, I could throw it here. I don't have to necessarily try and run it. You know, I can run it, understand I'm coming back on a 4th down.
3rd and 1, they need the 7 quarterback keeper, and Herbert has it. 1st and goal, Chargers, with 1:43 left before halftime.
Washington. That's their 3rd and final timeout. 30 seconds in length.
Herbert working behind that revamped offensive line. His all-pro center, Corey Linsley, coming over from Green Bay in free agency. 1st and goal, Chargers.
Yeah, we haven't talked about him yet. That was a big pickup. He takes care of all the protection responsibilities. They didn't want that to have to be on Herbert. He's been really that voice of reason for him, walking him through this offense. He said he was able to understand it really well quickly, had a lot of carryover similarities. And so that's been a big, allowed Justin Herbert to just focus on quarterback play, allowing Lindsey to control that offensive line. A really big pickup for them.
First team All-Pro for the Packers last year, playing in front of Aaron Rodgers. Play action from Herbert. Surveys the field, throws end zone, it's incomplete. In traffic, off the hands of Guyton. Jay heard the footsteps around it, but Herbert put it right where it had to be.
There's been a couple of balls that could have been caught. This has been a tough catch in traffic and a big hit after the drop.
Crunching hit delivered by Kendall Fuller. As Guyton unable to make the catch in a very tight window in the end zone. 16th play of the drive. that has chewed up more than 7 minutes of clock.
I'd probably run the ball here just to take up some of the clock.
Fake handoff, Herbert, sacked. First time they get to him, Jonathan Allen, Chase Young there for Washington.
That's what we expected to see.